Alright, good afternoon everybody. This is Luke Klein tuning back into another video. How's it been? Yes, it's been a while since we did a vacuum save video. I'm posting 4 episodes. If you missed last episode, it was a Hoover Wind Tunnel and a Hoover Breathe Easy Elite 350 runabout. If you did not check those videos out, I highly recommend you do. They are simply amazing. And I got several more other videos coming for you in these next coming hours. And if you're spending a day watching these, thank you so much. It means a lot to me when people actually want to see this kind of stuff, like and see vacuums that were saved and how they were and everything like that, and everything else in between about vacuums. And speaking of vacuums, I've just hit over 200 safe machines that have been welcomed back into the world officially now, if you missed that last episode. So I am very excited you're here, and if you're brand new, I save vacuums. My name's Luke, and my videos are broken down into 4 categories. If this is your first video with me, the introduction, which is what I'm in the process of now, and we will then do a story time for each machine, for the Dirt Devil and the Bissell, and we will also do a test run and then final thoughts to show. And the test run is to show you just how amazing these vacuums perform now that they are completely saved up and fixed and stuff. And trust me, some vacuums are harder than others to do, and I will tell you that from personal experiences. So it's time to get started with today's awesome video, folks. Welcome to another episode of Vacuum Saved, and I am going to call this the Powerhouse Edition of Vacuum Saved, and you'll see why here in just a few moments. I kind of have an unfair battle of a Kirby versus an Oric coming up, so I hope you guys enjoy that one. So that's enough of the introduction there, so let's go ahead and give you a rundown of each machine. So we're going to start with this cute little guy on our right here. So what you're looking at here is a Dirt Devil Dynamite 2. There he is for you. This cleaned up super nice for me, and I haven't had one of these in the garage for a while, since like episode 6 or 7. Not the Dynamite, but the second vacuum. I just had a Dynamite in a couple of episodes ago, but it was an older one with the switch down here. It was a manual rocker switch. This one's a foot operated switch. Now on for the big surprise. Ta-da! Yep, I have another one, folks. What you're looking at here is a Bissell powerforce bagless 6589-2. This is a Bissell powerforce. This is a 12 amp vacuum, and when I say this thing's a powerhouse, my god do I mean it. This thing takes the rug with it most of the time. It is that amazing, and my aunt is in need of a vacuum, and I'm gonna give her this one today, actually. So to my greatest aunt, one of my most favorite aunts, Aunt Kelly, if you're watching this, this is your vacuum as of this evening. So I'm very excited for you to be getting a Lukethevacuumsaver vacuum. I promise you that it will work really, really, really good for you, and you're just a great aunt, and you deserve it all around. So that is the beginning for this story time. And speaking of story times, the Dirt Devil Dynamite's got an interesting one for you. So let's go ahead and start with him today. What do you say, folks? Okay, it looks like she's ready to rip on the carpet here, but not so fast, Dynamite. So, this is a Dirt Devil Dynamite 2. Now, actually, as a little kid, you guys may laugh at this, but this was my first vacuum for Christmas as a kid, was a Dirt Devil Dynamite 2. And, I couldn't believe it that I finally have another one. Now, that Dirt Devil Dynamite that I did get for Christmas, oh my gosh, I don't know how many years ago that was now, but, I gave that one to my mom for the pole building. And I've always wanted a Dynamite, and like I mentioned previously in one of the episodes that was a lot sooner before this one, I had a Dirt Devil Dynamite Classic. It was battling against another Dirt Devil. I can't remember which Dirt Devil I put it up against now. But anyhow, that Dirt Devil was all red. It was a little bit brighter. A little bit darker than this. But the rocker switch was right here on it. So that's the only difference between this one and the original Dynamite. And right there is the foot operated power switch focus. Okay, I'll just point it out to you. It's right here. There we go. So that's the power switch right there. And this is the handle release. And for a little vacuum, this has a ridiculously long power cord. Now, I want to show you how clean the brush roll turned out for me here, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait for you to see this. So, there we go. So, here is how she turned out. Take a look at how beautiful that brush roll turned out for me there. You may be thinking, Luke, your vacuums are brand new. Well, I'm telling you folks, all of my vacuums, you see how great they turn out in the end of the video for me. You may think they're brand new, but here's a surprise for all of you. They're all used vacuums. I repeat, they're all used. I just somehow get them this clean. How I do it sometimes is even beyond my explanation. But this is a great hobby to get into. Vacuums are just amazing machines, and they deserve a second chance at life and not one. And for people that are trying to just run the vacuums to the dirt, please stop doing that. You spend too much money on a vacuum these days. For instance, like this little Bissell right here, I'll bet you money that if I go to the store and try to buy a new one like that, it's going to cost over $100. And even this will cost at least $80 or something nowadays. The price has almost tripled. Quadrupled to what they used to be. It's ridiculous sometimes. But at least there's a person like me to save them all. So let's go ahead and take this off here. And there's the cute little filter hiding inside there after being cleaned. As you guys can see, that turned out really good for me. And I cannot wait for you guys to see how powerful this thing is later on. You're literally going to hear it agitate the living crap out of the carpet. It's going to be amazing for you guys. And I just got to run it for the first time yesterday since it's been fixed. And I can tell you it's going to be one of my favorite vacuums by far now. So I will definitely be using this on and off in the garage. I've used those two in the garage quite a couple of times already. The Hoovers there. I've definitely used them because they're just that powerful. And that is part 1 of story time. Now let's bring out a fella you're more used to on the channel here. A Bissell PowerForce 6598-2. Goodness me, folks. Just listen to that smooth wheel. So, welcome to story time for part 2 of episode I can't even remember now. So, this is the Powerhouse edition of Vacuum Saved, if you didn't catch that in the beginning of the video. So, what you're looking at here is I would say, early 2010s, like, at most 2011, Bissell PowerForce bagless. Now, I picked this up from Wow Outlet, where I get a lot of my vacuums from, is Wow Outlet. So, they're a really great team over there. They're in Greensburg. I'm sure you can just look up Wow Outlet, and then they're the final suite down the road there, and in that store it's just like a flea market and stuff. It's really, really, really good there. And they typically have vacuums, and most of the vacuums that they have are some of my machines. Actually, I donate them to them when they're all cleaned out. So there's a good chance you could be running into one of my machines, ladies and gentlemen, if you ever go there. And if you do end up going there and you see how ridiculously powerful it is, think of me, because that's usually who got it running that way. So, now I want to tell you something, folks. I'm not sure if most people realize this, but filter cleanliness does affect the pickup performance of a vacuum cleaner. So, let's go ahead and start with this filter down here, actually. Just look at how clean that ended up being for me. You see this right here, ladies and gentlemen? There you go. When I got that, it was nasty. You couldn't even tell this was even there. Quite literally. It was that bad. And then now, it's just this little dazzle of a vacuum. I mean, now, here's where the problem was. I'll remove the dirt bin here for you, actually. Now, you may notice that this bin is rather large, but I'm going to explain to you that only from here to here is the dirt bin. Down here, what you see, that is a filter. And the problem with it was it was just all black and brown, just super dirty and not very clean looking, like, at all. And that was affecting the pickup performance of it. They were telling me that it ran good. Well, it did. It did turn on nice and smooth for me, but it wasn't, when I got it home, it wasn't picking hardly anything up. And please disregard the plane noise there if you can hear that. Anyhow, so this was all full of dirt, and I'm just amazed at how well I got this to turn out. There, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys can see, that turned out amazing for me, and so did this. Now, this haze on top of the vacuum that you see, I've tried to remove that 15 times, but for some reason, it's the rag. It must be the rag that I use or something, but that will not affect pickup performance at all. It's just because I've been running it a lot in the garage here, and I got it as clean as possible. Now, I want you to take a look at the brush roll, how good the brush roll came out on this thing. Most people, with most people's vacuums that I get, sorry about that camera unsteadiness there, folks, but anyhow, most people's vacuums that I get nowadays, it's either a problem with one of three things, and I'm going to tell you what one of those three things can be. One is it's going to be the filter. Number two, it's going to be the brush roll clogged or a belt broken. And number three, the hose is clogged. That's the most common problem right there. You see this vacuum? It has two hoses. One hose down here, and it just shoots up through here and then right down into the dirt bin. And trust me, this is not the first vacuum that I've had that all of that was packed to the max. Now, I'm going to show you the brush roll now. I'm going to set this guy down as gently as I can here. There we go. 1 second, folks. Take a look at how clean that brush roll turned out for us, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look. There's not a strand on it. Just look how beautiful that turned out. Aunt Kelly, if you're watching this, I can't wait for you to have this vacuum. It's going to last you so long because it's been completely, restored virtually. And I cannot wait to give it to you this evening. So, I'm very excited you're going to be getting it. And now it's time for a test run. So, today, ladies and gentlemen, that is not my family member. We are going to be testing the Dirt Devil Dynamite 2 first today. Then I'll get to the big surprise there. Alright, folks, it's test time. Let's do this. Alright, now this power cord, just before I get started here, is about 20 feet. So that's why I have to unwrap it all. Okay. There we go. Alright, I can't wait for you guys to hear this Dirt Devil Dynamite. This is a Lukethevacuumsaver Dynamite 2. So, who's ready for a test run? Here comes a Dirt Devil Dynamite 2 in 3, 2, 1. Well, listen to how nice of a wind down that is, and look at how beautiful it just vacuumed the carpet there. Oh, I missed a spot. Whoopsie me. And there we have it. As you guys can see, that did a wonderful job on the carpet here. And in the comment sections down below, folks, tell me how these videos are going for you. Let me know what's going on and how much you guys like them, and tell me what's your favorite part in the videos and stuff like that. I'd love to hear it. Okay, now for the monstrosity. Here comes a Bissell 6589-2, 6589-2. We're going to plug him in here, and we're going to give him a test run today. There we go. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Alright, now this vacuum does have a working headlight, by the way. It's going to look super cool when I turn this on. So, here comes a Bissell powerforce bagless 6589-2 in 3, 2, 1. Listen to that sound, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's get cleaning here. And there we have it for the Bissell 6589-2. As you guys can see, that did a really good job. And so did that. So let's hear that sound again, folks. How sweet thy sound, what do you say? There we have it, folks. I'm going to wrap up this vacuum and I'll give final thoughts. Okay. I have so many good things to say about these vacuums, folks. I seriously don't know how long this final thought's gonna take. But I'll keep it nice and short, because I got a few other videos to film for all of my awesome viewers today. Okay. Let's get these two close together. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here's final thoughts for this episode. So, final thoughts are, these are two amazing vacuums. As you guys can see, when I say powerhouse, I mean powerhouse. Look at this. The carpet is totally green now. Now, coming up in the next episode will be another vacuum from my great aunt. So pay attention for that one. I'm very excited to show that one to all of you. Alright guys, have a great one. Thanks for tuning in.